and welcome to Odense, the birthplace of Hans Christian Andersen, and for the 8th consecutive year, the host city for the YONEX Denmark Open, event number 9 on the 12 tournament MetLife BWF World Superseries. Not only the 9th event of the year, but also one of the 5 premier events, an even higher tier of tournament within the Super Series. And looking at semi-finals line-up today, an indication that all the world's best players have been here in Denmark. We're starting with mixed doubles, as you can see, an all-Indonesian affair, and Tontowi Ahmad and Liliana Natsir trying to reach their 3rd consecutive final here in Denmark, but they're up against their teammates who have won the last 2 tournaments they've played, Widianto and Dili. Then men's singles, and the Commonwealth champion against the world champion, Kashyap Parupalli of India, up against Chen Long from China. Then women's singles, and the Olympic gold medalist Li Shuai of China up against last year's beaten finalist Sung Ji-hyun of Korea. Then men's doubles, and 2 pairs who've won the silver medals at the last 2 World Championships. The holders from Korea, Lee Yong-dae and Yoo Young-sung, up against the Danes, Bo and Mogensen, who of course were champions here in 2010. Then the second of the men's doubles, and the current world champions, Go Sung-hyun and Shin Baek-chul of Korea. They're up against Fu Haifeng and Zhang Nan from China. Well, of course, the Super Series are the elite tier of tournament in the world of badminton, and this is the Destination Dubai ranking list. And of course, the Super Series finals taking place this year in Dubai and for the next 4 years. And as far as the mixed doubles is concerned, as you can see, 8 different nations in that top 10. And certainly after the Australian Open, the previous event prior to this Denmark Open, well, there's been big changes because Zhu Chen and Ma Jin have shot up 2 places from number 3 to number 1. The other big movers were Michael Fuchs and Birgit Michels of Germany, up 6 places from 14 because, of course, they reached the final of the Australian Open. Go Sung-hyun and Kim Ha-na, well, they were victorious in Sydney at that Super Series event. First time Australia has become part of the Super Series, and wonderful to see a new continent involved in elite level badminton. And of course the Koreans went up 2 places to number 3, which means that the pair we're about to witness in the first of our semi-finals, Tontowi Ahmad and Liliana Natsir, have gone down 2 places. They of course are former world champions, but unable to defend their world title earlier this year. But here they are an outstanding pair. The number 4 seeds, and as I say, beaten finalists for the last 2 years, and therefore trying to make it through to their 3rd consecutive final. Well, Morton, we were able to enjoy their match yesterday, and they certainly looked very impressive. But what about this pair? They've won the last 2 tournaments they've played. The Indonesian Grand Prix Gold, where you watched them win that title, and then of course last week at the Dutch Grand Prix as well.
Yes, they are definitely coming up. I'm in particular quite impressed with Dili. She is playing really well at the net, and she's playing a very clever game. Partner is a little bit more straightforward, but a hard-working man. So it's a good combination.
Yes, it certainly is. And of course it guarantees that Indonesia will have a pair in the final. But who will it be? We're not sure. And we know that, of course, in the top half of the draw, that it's an all-Chinese affair. The 2-time World Championship silver medalist Zhu Chen and Ma Jin will play against the former World Junior champions Liu Cheng and Bao Yixin. Disappointment, obviously, with last year's champions Zhang Nan and Zhao Yunlei, the World and Olympic champions, withdrawing from that quarter-final encounter against their teammates. But as far as this pair are concerned, as I was saying, they won the world title last year in Guangzhou. Tontowi Ahmad, 27 years of age, his partner 29. Number 4 in the world, as you can see, They've been in 3 finals this year from 6 tournaments. They've won 2 titles, the All England. They defended their title, which means that they've won 3 consecutive All England titles, which is fairly special, I can tell you. But the man sitting next to me knows all about All England titles. We'll come back to that. You can see their quarter-final match against Ahmad and Camilla Richi went the full distance. They dropped the second game an hour and 3 minutes before they battled through that. So to their opponents, and Richi Widianto, 22 years of age, born in Surabaya, capital of East Java, and his partner Richi Dili, 25 years of age, 13 in the world rankings. They have been in the top 10. They were as high as 10 last year, August last year. Their win-loss record for the year, 3 finals from 11 tournaments. But as I say, it's the fact that they've won 2 titles back-to-back, which is so impressive. And talking of impressive, look at that. In the first round, they beat the number 7 seeds, Fuchs and Michels of Germany. And look at the score. That was very comfortable indeed. Under 30 minutes for that one. And then yesterday in the quarter-final against the number 2 seeds and 3 times winners of this title, Jochen Fischer-Nielsen and Christina Pedersen. An hour and 17 minutes. It was an absolute thriller. 21-19 in the deciding game. Broke the hearts of the home fans here when the number 2 seeds from Denmark were beaten. But it was, for us neutrals, a wonderful, wonderful match to watch. Well, as you can see, this is the second meeting between these 2 pairs. The first time was in the final of the Singapore Super Series event earlier this year. It was 2 straight games, but it was close. 21-15, 22-20. So our court officials for this first match. And Morten, it's always difficult for players when you have to play against a player from the same country as you. I know you've done that in All England finals, in major tournaments and so on. It's never easy, is it?
No, it's never easy. And when I was watching Widianto and Dili play in Palembang, in Indonesia, in September, they played a very good tournament all the way up to the final. But when they got to the final, it was a little bit shaky, because suddenly they felt that they were favourites to win, and they had that role of being favourites, and that's not easy. Here it's opposite, and therefore I think we can have a good match on our hands.
Eric Kurt of Denmark is our umpire, announcing the players to the fans.
And on my left, Richi Widianto and Puspita Richi Dili, Indonesia. Puspita Richi Dili to serve to Liliana Natsir. Love all. Play. Service over. 1 love. Love. Service over. 1, 2. Service over. 3, 1.
Gone long. Now, we were very much singing the praises, weren't we, Morten, of Liliana Natsir and her wonderful control and skill from the front of the court, the ability to also have that. I don't know whether it's something that you coaches coach about, that awareness to see where your opponent is standing, and if they're defending one side, just hit it to the other, or is it just almost an innate ability that she has?
It's instinct.
Yeah.
I think obviously as a coach you would love to to believe and think it's your coaching that's actually doing it. But I must say I'm a firm believer of you as a coach, you create the environment and you obviously help to get the whole group to improve. But when you have these really talented players, you guide them as best as you can, but they know exactly what to do and how to do it because they have that instinct. So it's the coach's role is actually to bring the players underneath up closer to the really best ones in order to give them a good playing environment. That's my philosophy anyway.
Yeah, very interesting.
And I think more and more emphasis is given to individual coaching, I think, in badminton as well, because I think Carolina Marin from Spain is a very, very fine example of winning the women's singles at the World Championship and not coming from a traditional badminton country, Spain, which is a fantastic performance. But again, just showing that, when you have the talent, you notice them, you really focus on them, and they can come through even though they are coming from a country like Spain, which is not traditionally a badminton country.
Obviously very disappointing that Carolina Marin, who had been the number 8 seed here at Denmark Open, had to withdraw from the event because of injury problems. Can't afford to hit short and loose to Tontoy Ahmad.
No, that was a poor shot, but it was on a deflected shot from the return of serve.
Service over. 6-9.
Brilliant defence.
Yeah, but look at that. That was very well played by Widianto. How he actually got to that backhand, and he played it cross court and he got out of trouble on it, which was really good. But obviously this is a bad miss, and she knows.
That's gone well wide, and therefore we have the mid-game interval. 11-6 the advantage, 5-point advantage for the number 4 seeds, 2-time beaten finalists here at the Denmark Open. Now, of course, because we've got 2 pairs from the same nation, the Indonesian coaching staff will leave the players to their own devices to...
They have a coffee.
And they'll sit there with big smiles on their faces watching this. It gives me an opportunity, though, Morten, to pick up on what you were saying there about the coaching, because I find that absolutely fascinating, because most coaches would think it's my job to be like the sculptor, that you're given a block of stone and you chisel things away until you
mould it.
You mould it.
Yeah.
And you're saying, no, we should create the environment so the player can better themselves, because if I give them the environment at the end of the day, they're the ones that are on court, and they're the ones that have
make
to
the decisions they play.
Yes.
I always say that I put in a picture, I put things on a shelf, but it's for the players to take the things down.
Yeah.
I can't do it. They have to take it. I just put it up, give them the opportunity. They have to take it. They have to understand it.
Do you know, I do wish, of course, as the game has gone open, And, you know, badminton now is a different sport to when we were playing. It's progressed, it's faster, it's, you know, more professional. We have professional coaches, and it's almost sometimes I feel the coaches have to justify their existence, and therefore they take control. They tell the player what to do, when to eat, this, that, and the next thing. And I am so delighted to hear your philosophy in that it's almost like parenting. You know, you bring up your child to make them independent, to make them be able to cope on their own. And you give them the environment, the safe environment to help them develop and become an individual person. And that's exactly the same as you're saying within your coaching style.
That's how I see it. And I know it's different from most, but that's how I see it. And for me, it works really well. It's been very good results over the years for the nations I've been involved with.
Yeah.
13-7.
No, it doesn't hold back, does it? On those round the head smashes.
Nope. It's very flat, that smash.
Oh, round the back. Yeah, but the interception there from Natsir.
Yeah, but not only that, we will see that she's intercepting it really well, but she's managing to push it across that one.
Yes.
That's clever. Not straight down the line, but cross to the other side of the body. That's a good shot.
Oh, it's gone good. Well, we do have the challenge system in force on number one court. Well, that's why he didn't challenge, because that's plumb on the line. Good call, line judge. Oh, service fault called, struck above the waist.
16-8. Richi.
Yeah, well, good umpiring there from Eric Kurt, because the service judge gave a very clear hand signal as to why the fault had been called. No real need for any verbal explanation.
17-8.
I think we, you know, when we started this match, we thought it can be an open, it can be a good match, and it can be tricky for the favourites to play players from their own country and all that. But I think we are into an example here of, we know their game so well, we are very comfortable with it, we are better than them, we do not feel the pressure, and, you know, 18-8 up in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So this is an example of the complete opposite as it looks right now.
Service over. 9-18.
If Widianto and Dili is going to dent this other very, very good combination from Indonesia, they have to start attacking much more and much more efficiently as what they do at the moment, because this way they get nowhere. They have to add on the pressure.
19-9.
Oh, there seemed to be indecision there from Widianto. Yeah, it's a nice, acute angle.
20, game point,
And a whole
9.
host of game point opportunities.
In just 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Service over. 10-20.
Oh, delightful. Lovely angle, lovely change of pace, good racket head control, creating the disguise.
Ahmad and Natsir, 21-10.
21-10 confirms the umpire. 13 minutes in the end to close out game number 1. Super play from the 3-time world champion, Natsir.
Yeah, now when we have the time, an opportunity to talk between the two games here, I think I like to stress that I know that they are not world champions anymore, but they are definitely in the top 2 or 3 in the world. And I think had they played in August in Denmark, they have had a very, very good chance of retaining their title. So we look at a combination here that, in my book, again, is one of the absolute best mixed doubles pairs in the world. And I think they are on their way back. Ahmad had injury problems, but he's on his way back now, and he's playing very comfortably in this match.
Yeah.
Yesterday against Mads Colling and Camilo Widianto, he was a lot more under pressure.
So 1 game to the goods.
Second game.
Ahmad and Natsir. 21-10.
Play.
Opening game. Gone wide. Now, Morten, towards the end of that opening game, you said that this pair we're looking at, the underdogs, Widianto and Dili, you said they've got to attack more efficiently.
Yes.
What did you mean by efficiently? Did you mean think better about the placement, or I'm not sure exactly what you were getting at.
I think the smashes are too flat. They're not steep enough, not creating enough angle. We see very often that when Natsir is defending, she's very natural normally, but she's not under pressure at all. She's not hit on the wrong side of the body, not tested in any way. It comes straight into the racket, and it's so simple for her to direct it whatever way she wants. So when I say more efficiently, they have to attack steeper smashes, harder smashes, and then mix it up and place them better, and really start adding on the pressure.
Right.
And at the moment they don't. It's too simple.
Yeah.
4-1.
You know, part of the problem, I know you and I have had this scenario in the past. I mean, when you spar against a pair that you then meet in tournaments, and this is why I think sparring is very important psychologically. And I remember watching you spar against Darren Hall and Stephen Badley and so on. You didn't give them an inch when it was a sparring game. And, you know, and I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, you know, if the former world champions have won on so many occasions in sparring games, then the psychological effect, it looks to me as if...
Sticks to their mind.
Exactly.
It does.
And they know they're going to win.
Yeah.
And in contrast, Widianto and Dili almost know they're going to lose. Yeah. You know, there isn't that sort of... We all know each other far too well, and we haven't even beaten them in training sort of an attitude. That's not the attitude they will have gone on with, because I know that they're professionals.
Challenge.
Ooh.
Ahmad, Natsir.
Oh, first of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's long.
That's long, but it's called in.
Yeah.
So I think she's got a very good case here.
Yep, confirmed by Hawkeye. Good challenge.
Correction out. Service over. 6-2. Play. Service over. 3-6. Service over. 7-3. Service over. 4-7.
Couple more points here, and it could turn the whole complexion, you know.
It could. It's very crucial now.
All around that defensive shot from Widianto.
Yeah.
8-4.
Very well placed by Ahmed here when he's again taking it to the right side of his opponent where the racket is not, and that was a very nice attack, and that was actually what I was trying to say before as well. That's what Widianto have to do, just the other way around.
5-8.
Well, here we go.
Play.
Don't want to change their winning shuttle. All of a sudden, there's more spring in the step of Widianto.
Yeah, that's much better.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, back level.
Look at that massive jump to go around the head
8-all.
and attacking. That was very, very good footwork.
Service over. 9-8. For 10-8.
No, it's just wide.
Yeah.
Yeah, right idea.
8 interval.
Big up across court at the mid-game interval.
But it's
Ahmad and Natsir.
It's interesting if you watch Widianto there in his defensive stance. He's so overcommitted to that forehand side that anything on the other side he would be stuffed on it. This time he was guessing correctly, or I would say that Ahmed possibly did not hit in the right spot, but it just shows how easy it is to outmaneuver Widianto in his defense. He's strong, he's good hitting, he's fast, he's everything, but he's overcommitting in many
Court 1,
of the
20
things he's doing.
seconds.
Yeah.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Yeah.
So a 3-point advantage from the former world champions.
hate the
11,
word
8.
former, to be very honest.
Yeah, I can understand why you would hate that.
Yes.
I would love to be called former world champion.
Me too, me too.
9, 11.
Yeah, but at least you're a former All England champion. I can't even claim to that.
10, 11. Service over. Twelve, 10.
Yeah, no wonder he scratches his head. What on earth was he thinking there?
11, 12. Service over. 13, 11. Ahmad.
Yeah, slight confusion as to who was serving. Oh, indecision. There had been a good return of the good flick serve, hadn't there, to start the rally. There's the indecision. Yeah, his body language at the moment, Widianto. Talked about rally. A little shake of the head.
Service over. 12, 15.
Oh, good return. Oh, my word.
And look at the way she played it and then walked to the side.
Yeah.
Ahmad is coming forward and he's going to finish it, and it's textbook. It's really good. Look at that, how she's just walking away from it. Here you go. That's all yours. That's perfect. That's the way it should be. A lot of, we've seen so often that confusion is arising from a situation like this, that both of them are going for it.
Yeah. And regardless of the fact that it's mixed doubles, presumably the player who's coming forward in court is better to go for it than the player from the net going slightly backwards.
Always.
Yeah.
13, 16.
Only 9 tournaments in the last 12 months for Ahmad and Natsir towards their world ranking.
So this one is for free. It will add up to their ranking, and that could possibly move them up from 4 to 3, even 2 maybe.
I haven't sat down and worked it out, but it's
Chances
it will
are.
certainly help, definitely. Actually, it's not going to help.
It's not going to help. Okay.
It's not going to help because
17-13.
Denmark Open result from last year is going to come off.
It's going to come out, yeah.
Yeah.
You're too quick for me here. You're far too quick. But you're right, of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
Yeah, that's better aggression.
Service over. (14-17).
Well, that's what I was talking about earlier. This was an attack that he made counting. That was
Yeah.
really a good attack.
Oh, well back.
Good rally. That's well played. That's really, really good play by Widianto. That is, first he recovered that very difficult net shot, and then that one there. But look at how he's able to get that one across. That is perfect. Very well played.
Thank you. 15-17.
Good serve.
Service over. 18-15.
Well, it was a nice idea.
19-15.
Now just 2 points away from a third consecutive final here at the Denmark Open for Natsir and Ahmad. Oof, that's nice.
20.
He overcommits quite
Match
often,
point,
not only his
50.
defence.
Yes.
Yeah. Match points.
And that's when I saw him play that final in Indonesia. He got into trouble because he was too overcommitting. And here he comes. Yep.
Yeah.
Game.
Good, solid performance from Tontoy Ahmad and Liliana Natsir. Absolute belief in their capabilities to beat their teammates.
Match
21-10,
won by Tontoy
21-15.
Ahmad, Widianto Natsir. 21-10, 21-15.
Here's the final rally. And very fitting that Natsir playing the outright winner to close out the match. She really does. She looks understated on court, but I have to say that when you understand the tactics, you understand the skill of the player, then she may not look as if she's dashing about, but she is the deciding factor. Their confirmation of the score, 31 minutes. And Tontoy Ahmad and Liliana Natsir through to the final once again. So the first of our semi-finals this afternoon completed, and Tontowi Ahmad and Liliana Natsir just too good for their teammates. Coming up next, men's singles with the Commonwealth champion against the world champion. After that, women's singles Olympic champion Lee Shui-rei up against last year's beaten finalist Sung Ji-hyun. Then the match so many of the home fans are looking forward to, because it's men's doubles, and Bowen Mogensen, who of course was silver medalist at last year's World Championships, and 2 years ago at the Olympic Games, a silver medal. They're up against the pair who were silver medalists this year at the World Championships. And we've got a real treat in the final match as well, because we've got the newly crowned world champions, Go Sung-hyun and Shin Baek-chul. They're up against two players from China who both happen to be reigning Olympic champions, but only playing their 6th ever tournament together. Two courts in action on semi-finals day, and the players on the other court, you can see it's an all Chinese women's doubles. But let's have a look at the Destination Dubai men's singles ranking. And it's interesting to me, only one Chinese player but 3 Japanese players.